Hi guys, welcome to Hope with Jonathan podcast. And on this podcast, we will share the patient's personal story with battling kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, and more. Guys, we'll also share stories of hope and encouragement for those that are in need of a living kidney donor. We will also advocate for them, a living donor, to step forward to give them the miracle gift of life of transplant. Guys, based upon my personal near-death experience with kidney disease, I started this streaming show called Hope with Jonathan, and also this podcast, Hope with Jonathan Podcast. Guys, if you want to hear more stories like this, please stay tuned. Hope with Jonathan podcast is a Hope Media production. Never let hope become a memory. Hope with Jonathan podcast is a Hope Media production. Hope with Jonathan podcast is in collaboration with Impact America Media, where we give hope to patients to continue on, stay motivated, inspire, and encourage them to continue in the journey. For more information on Impact America Media, please visit impactamericamedia.com. Again, Hope with Jonathan podcast is in collaboration with Impact America Media.
Hi Kidney Warriors, my name is Michelle. I'm a 2-time kidney transplant recipient, and I just wanted to share my hope with you. You're going through a tough battle. It is a really tough battle. Kidney disease is hard, transplant is hard, dialysis is hard, but you've got this. I did dialysis 5 years the first time, 1.5 years the second time, and I had a kidney transplant for close to 7 years before they had to actually remove that kidney from a rejection. I received my second transplant after being told I was going to have a wait time of 10 years. I waited for only 10 months. Everyone's wait time will be different. Everyone's journey is different. But you've got this. You are living and breathing, and you are needed. You're needed here in this world. You're needed here in this world to share your story and to touch other people's lives. Your family needs you. Your friends need you. There are so many more people that need you that you don't even realize. And so I'm just here to give you a little bit of hope that you can get through this. And you're getting through this. And I am sending you so much love and hope and light through your journey.
Hey guys, go over to www.kidneywarriormerch.com. Submit your story today and get a shot at being the Warrior of the Month. If you're selected as the Warrior of the Month, you'll get a chance to interview with Hope with Jonathan podcast. Whether you're a kidney warrior, kidney dialysis patient, or even a kidney transplant patient, or maybe you've just been diagnosed with kidney disease, go over to www.kidneywarriormerch.com and submit your story today. Kidney Warrior Merch is a supporter of Hope with Jonathan podcast. Again, guys, that's www.kidneywarriormerch.com. guys, welcome back to the Hope with Jonathan podcast, and I'm your host, Jonathan Traylor. Hey guys, I really appreciate everyone's support for the podcast and for the Hope with Jonathan live shows. Man, we have been on a roll. We have been so busy with just so many different interviews, and I hope you guys are really enjoying these interviews. I hope you guys are taking an opportunity to go over and check out our YouTube channel where you can watch these live. Just go over to Hope with Jonathan and subscribe to that YouTube channel. You'll be able to get live content. If you hit the bell, you'll be notified of all new uploads to that channel. And you'll be able to continue to watch Hope with Jonathan and our interviews and what we're doing with Hope with Jonathan, featuring warrior stories, some education on kidney disease, and just trying to spread a message of hope. And hey guys, I really appreciate it again. And also, guys, if you get a chance, also go over and check out our website at www.hopewithjonathan.com. You can actually subscribe to the podcast. You can listen to podcast episodes over there. You can actually watch some of the live interviews. We feature a lot of our friends. You can find out their contact information over there, subscribe to their YouTube channels, websites, things like that. Also, you can support us if you would like to help contribute to what we're doing with Hope with Jonathan. You can do so by purchasing merch over there. So again, guys, I really want to thank everyone that's been supportive and who have purchased things from us. All proceeds have went right back into Hope with Jonathan for our streaming fees, software fees, and things like that. So some hosting fees for the website and things like that. So we're putting it right back into Hope with Jonathan. Matter of fact, just boosted a post on Facebook to help get us out there even further. So you guys were because of that, and I really appreciate all the contributions and everyone for the well wishes and support. It's just been amazing. But hey guys, again, today on Hope with Jonathan's episode, we have kidney warrior Michelle Sivertson. And Michelle is a 2-time kidney transplant warrior who has an amazing story, guys. And I really appreciate Kyle Hawkridge from KWM, Kidney Warrior Merch, host of the Canadian Kidney Conversations podcast. Just brand new, guys. Y'all need to go check that out as well. Canadian Kidney Conversations podcast. And but Kyle introduced her to me, and he selected her as the Warrior of the Month. And so Michelle Sivertson was the Warrior of the Month, and she got selected. And when you submit your story with KWM and you get selected as the Warrior of the Month, you get an interview with Hope with Jonathan. And it's been an amazing journey. We've shared quite a few of these, but Michelle comes through us, and she's a 2-time kidney transplant recipient with an amazing story. And I hope you guys will get a chance to definitely enjoy this. Stick around through this interview all the way to the end because it's definitely an impactful, inspirational story. So again, guys, really appreciate all the support, all the likes, the loves, and you guys have been amazing. Because of you, we continue to do what we do over here at Hope with Jonathan. So guys, again, I'm going to let you guys roll into this interview. You guys stay safe out there. Remember to love on everyone. God bless. Most of all, take care of your kidneys. God bless. This is Jonathan.
KWM is a place for all who suffer from kidney disease. No matter what stage you're at in your journey, we are here for you. KWM is a platform for kidney warriors to tell their personal story. KWM offers many ways to tell your story. Our Warriors Wall is a platform in which we allow the warrior to tell their story in a short blog format. Our warrior stories, we take your story and we place it on video, with voiceover telling your story. Do you have a message for all kidney warriors? We can give you a message of hope. You come on camera and speak your message of hope to other kidney warriors. Our final conversation starter is our line of Kidney Warrior merchandise. Go to www.kidneywarriormerch.com. KWM. Starting conversations.
Get strong.
What's up, guys? I'm your host, Jonathan Traylor, and welcome back to Hope with Jonathan. Shout out to all the kidney warriors out there that are supporting us at Hope with Jonathan. Hey, guys, I really appreciate everyone's feedback and support for the show, and I definitely appreciate all of the new subscribers. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for subscribing and supporting Hope with Jonathan. Really appreciate it. Tonight, guys, this is a very special show. Tonight, we are featuring our Warrior of the Month in collaboration with Kidney Warrior Merch, KWM. Tonight, we have our very special co-host, Mr. Kyle Hawkridge, and a special, very special guest tonight, two-time kidney transplant recipient, Michelle Sivertson. This is going to be an amazing, amazing show, guys. I hope you guys will share this with your friends and smash that share button. And please, guys, if you would, go over, if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. And as you can see in the background, my homie Simba, he wanted to come on and go live as well. So that's another special co-host is my cat Simba. But, hey, guys, I want you guys to enjoy this show tonight. Again, share this with your friends. Share this with your family. Let's get this out there so that other warriors and people can be motivated and inspired by Michelle's story. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and bring on our special co-host tonight, Mr. Kyle Hawkridge, all the way from Toronto, Canada. Hey, Kyle, how's it going, my friend?
Good, Jonathan. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, man. I'm blessed. Blessed to be here.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for hosting the Warrior of the Month again.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Always a pleasure to feature these kidney warrior stories. It's always amazing, always inspiring. Love to hear them. It keeps me going, so I really enjoy it.
And it's a pleasure to even take any of the stories, and I appreciate everyone that comes forward and submits their story to the Warriors Wall.
Absolutely. Guys, if you haven't been over already, you need to go over and check out www.kidneywarriormerch.com. They will share your story. They have a Warriors Wall. You can submit your story with Kyle. They have a Warriors Wall, and they'll put it on the website and feature your story. Also, if you're selected, every month we select a warrior and feature them as the Warrior of the Month, and you get an opportunity to come tell your story on the Hope with Jonathan show. So Go ahead, Kyle.
And July is wide open. We still have many days left in July, and you still have tons of time to submit your story. Absolutely,
absolutely. So there's the website again, www.kidneywarriormerch.com. And it's great to be in collaboration with you, Kyle. Always a pleasure to have you on, my friend.
Same with you, sir. Same with you.
So tell me a little bit about Michelle, how you got in contact with her.
Michelle we met on Clubhouse. On the Hope with Jonathan, you held an evening on Clubhouse, and Michelle came along, and she was following with Kidney Journeys, and she joined the show, and we announced there that how we take Kidney Warrior stories, and Michelle jumped right on board. Within a couple minutes, I had a message from her saying that she wanted to submit her story to us. So we thank Michelle for submitting her story, and Michelle's been on board with KWM right from the day we met. We also do Warrior stories, so we took Michelle's story on our YouTube channel and we put it to pictures and voiceover, and her story is up there on our YouTube channel, like Kidney Warrior Merch. And Michelle had a very important message, and we also do we call it a message of hope in collaboration with Hope with Jonathan. And Michelle had a message of hope for all the Kidney Warriors out there. So she's gone right through pretty much everything that we offer to Kidney Warriors, and now she's here ready to tell her story tonight. We've had so many great conversations. Michelle's a beautiful woman. Enjoyed meeting her, enjoyed taking her story, and enjoyed working with her to get her story out there on as many platforms. But I'm not going to tell her story because that's why we have her here. And you guys are in for a treat tonight to hear her story.
So thank you for that, Kyle. So before we bring on our very special guest tonight, I'd like to play a quick clip video that Kyle actually designed this, and it's a quick clip, a little bit about Michelle, and I hope you guys will enjoy this before we bring her on the show.
Hi, Kidney Warriors. My name's Michelle. I'm a 2-time kidney transplant recipient, and I just wanted to share my hope with you. You're going through a tough battle. It is a really tough battle. Kidney disease is hard. Transplant is hard. Dialysis is hard. But you've got this. I did dialysis 5 years the first time, 1.5 years the second time. And I had a kidney transplant for close to 7 years before they had to actually remove that kidney from a rejection. I received my second transplant after being told I was going to have a wait time of 10 years. I waited for only 10 months. Everyone's wait time will be different. Everyone's journey is different. But you've got this. You are living and breathing, and you are needed. You're needed here in this world. You're needed here in this world to share your story and to touch other people's lives. Your family needs you. Your friends need you. There are so many more people that need you that you don't even realize. And so I'm just here to give you a little bit of hope that you can get through this. And you're getting through this. And I am sending you so much love and hope and light through your journey.
Wow, Cal, that is beautiful. That's an awesome message of hope right there. Really, I give you complete kudos on that, man. Job well done on that video.
Well, I mean, I got to give the credit to, I only created the beginning and the end, and Michelle created the majority of the message. So
Yep.
We give more credit to her than we take. We don't take any credit. Yep. That was her message.
So if anybody out there is interested at all, we do these messages of hope for different warriors. You can definitely contact Kyle at www.kidneywarriormerch.com, and we can definitely get you involved. If you want to submit or do a message of hope, definitely reach out and contact us, and we can get you in the right direction.
And just so some people are aware, we do this totally from the bottom of our heart. We don't charge to create these messages for you.
That's right. That's right. Well, hey guys, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on Michelle, let her share her incredible journey. So I kind of feel like the price is right tonight. You know, hey, Michelle, come on down and join the show. welcome to Hope with Jonathan. Michelle, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good, guys. How are you guys?
Very good.
Doing great, doing great.
Good.
So,
Good.
welcome
Wow,
to the
that
show.
message. Oh, wow.
I think you did a wonderful job on the message of hope, Michelle.
Thank you.
So I really, really appreciate you coming on the show tonight. And why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I'm Michelle. I'm married to my husband. I'm married to Scott, my husband. And we have a little Maltese poodle, Jojo. Um, that's kind of me in a nutshell. Uh, I work from home. You know, and like my message said, or like they mentioned, I have had two kidney transplants. So I'm just gonna kind of tell you my journey and how I came to be a kidney patient. Um, First off, I kind of jokingly blame it on my parents for donating a car to the Kidney Foundation of Utah, Idaho. Um, I They had a car they wanted me to learn how to drive. It was a stick shift car, and the first time I drove it, I backed out over the mailbox, and so I wanted nothing to do with that car. And they donated it to the Kidney Foundation of Utah, Idaho. It may have been a year or two later that I was in a car accident, and that car accident turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Um, so that car accident was a blessing in disguise. I ended up in the emergency room, um, just getting checked out. They found my blood pressure was really high for someone my age. I was about 20 years old when that happened. And so they told my mom that my blood pressure was really high. Before this accident happened, about a month before this accident happened, I had seen a doctor for migraine headaches. And so he gave me painkillers. And then the accident happened and the blood pressure happened. That we were told about my high blood pressure, and we went back to this doctor, and he finally did a physical. And from the blood work from that physical, we found that I was healthy. And his exact words: first off, you're healthy. Second, your kidneys are only working 25%. I'm going to refer you to a nephrologist. And that ended up being my first of four nephrologists. Um, so that was in 2000 or 1998 that happened. In 1999, I met Scott at a singles ward activity. It was like a young adult church activity, and we met, we fell in love, we dated, we got married in 2000. So about 5 years after we were married, um, uh, my my creatinine level, my kidney function level, got to the point where I needed to start dialysis. Um, we had been in the process of going through foster care, trying to get a little boy to come to our home, and so we had to kind of put that on the back burner, and and it was a good decision. We're really glad that we made that decision. Had we got that little boy, had him come to our home, it would have just been a little bit harder. Um, and so so I started dialysis. They told me I had to start dialysis, and it was we hadn't had an access placed yet, and so I started with catheter in my chest, and
Right.
I
Yep.
started with catheter in my chest, and then from there it turned into a fistula, and
Yep.
so I started dialysis fistula in my arm. Um, Trying to think of what else. So yeah, I did dialysis the first time for 5 years. I'm an involved patient. I like to be involved. I got involved in activities and patient things and patient kidney count. Um, I also did. Um, I went to Washington D.C. for a kidney summit 1 year, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a lot of fun. And then my first transplant was in 2010. I got my
Okay.
first kidney transplant 2010,
Uh-huh.
and um, that one I only had for about 5 or 6.5 years. about 6.5 years, and I had a really ugly rejection with that. But during that time,
Okay.
I went through pharmacy tech program. I passed. I received my license while I was in the hospital for a rejection episode, and
Uh-huh.
um, so yes, rest in peace. So sorry, I'm reading comments off of the screen.
It's
Um,
okay. It's
so
okay.
I did name that kidney George. It was we found out later it was from a guy, and but yeah, that was like my dry run with
What,
transplant.
if you don't mind me asking, what was the ultimate cause of rejection for that kidney? Did they ever tell you or find out?
I will tell you kind of what happened with the rejection episode. I begged my doctor to take me off prednisone. So there are people who can be off prednisone, and I'm one of the ones who can't. And
Yeah.
so I had a rejection episode in 2013. I had that rejection episode, and we got the rejection. We stopped it. We reversed it. But had already done damage to the kidney. It had already done damage to my kidney, and um,
Mm-hmm.
so instead of going after that job, I lived. I lived life. I went and I traveled and I just did everything I could do before I lost that kidney again, or before I lost that kidney and needed another
Right.
transplant. And so, so yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of an ugly rejection.
Pre-
It was kind of,
yeah. Prednisone has some terrible side effects. Deterioration of bone and things like that. Arthritis. I hear a lot of patients that have been on it long term talk about problems with arthritis, bone problems,
mm-hmm,
gaining of weight because they
mm-hmm,
say it makes you hungry all the time. Mood swings where you can be angry, the roid rage or whatever that they call it. Um, I'm lucky. They never put me on prednisone. My program said that if you wasn't on it during dialysis, they wasn't going to start you on it,
mm-hmm.
and so I didn't have to take it when I was on dialysis. So they didn't. My transplant program never started me on prednisone.
Yeah,
So yeah. Were you
yeah.
were you experiencing some of those side effects?
I had I broke a toe. I had a toe snap right at the joint. And so yes,
Oh,
it did affect my bones. I had to have 3 foot surgeries on that foot alone.
oh,
Um, yeah, but I had a really good doctor. I had a really, really good doctor who did magic
yeah,
on that foot. So
yeah. And
I'm a
so,
little bit bionic though. So
yeah. Well, that's all right. We're all running on spare parts, right? So,
exactly, exactly.
but so talk about your second transplant a little bit.
So my second transplant. So that one I actually had to lose weight. As you said, the prednisone makes you gain weight. And that
Hmm.
one I was a little, maybe about 40 pounds overweight. And so if I needed to lose weight, the surgeon wouldn't even talk to me unless I lost the weight. And so I went ahead and because of all the foot surgeries I had had, weight loss was kind of inevitable. Working out, doing exercise was
Hmm.
and kind of inevitable to do that. So I went ahead and had a gastric sleeve surgery um,
Okay.
to help me lose the weight. And in about 2 months, I lost about 40 pounds and was finally able to get in with the transplant surgeon, have my appointment with the transplant surgeon. Um,
Hmm.
got all the rest of the testing done for second transplant. And then that was all March of 2017. And in March, or no, no, not March, they had to remove my first one because of that rejection. And in May of 2017, I was listed for my second. And that's where things there's like a big emotional roller coaster with that one. Um, my antibody level from the first one my uh, my first kidney transplant had caused my antibody levels to kind of go through the roof. So my antibody level was at 99,
Sure.
basically leaving me a 1% chance of finding a
Right.
matching kidney. And so
Yeah.
not only was it that 1% match, but I'm O positive, which kind of really
Oh,
narrows it down. So
yeah,
I was
good
a little
old
minuscule.
good old O kidneys. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm O negative.
Yeah.
So the wait time here in San Antonio for a deceased donor, they told me was between 6 and 8 years. And
Hmm.
so when I got called for the direct donation, I jumped on the chance because I really didn't want to wait 6 to 8 years,
Yes.
for a kidney. And the ones that I know people though that have been doing dialysis for a long time, and my heart goes out to those warriors because it's not an easy lifestyle to have to go back
No.
on dialysis.
No.
Um, so talk about the transition from having one kidney. So did you have to go back on dialysis for a while before you got the second kidney?
I did. I did. I did have to go back on dialysis. I started on Halloween, Halloween Noah,
Huh.
and because I am not your typical patient. I like to go in and have fun. And so I wore a vampire shirt back to dialysis. I kept my fistula. And for those of for warriors out there who know dialysis, that hemodialysis, you can either do it with catheter or you get stuck with needles. Hence
Right.
the vampire reference. So I had to wear the vampire shirt. So it was kind of hard to be back on dialysis. Um,
Hmm.
it was a bit of a different transition, kind of going from transplant to dialysis. But but yeah, I did it. I quit my job a few months before I started dialysis because I had that foot surgery. And so I was able to do dialysis during the day, and this time I was able to have like more free time in the evenings to spend with family and friends. So I had a more of a social life. Um, but but yeah, it's kind of hard being in the dialysis center with more men this time than women.
Yeah.
Um, that kind of made things a little different. But we had an iPad that I would take. I would take an iPad. I would take a DVD player. Um, I just made it fun. There was a nice walking trail out behind the dialysis center, so I spent um, 15 to 20 minutes before my treatment time out walking on the trails and really, have some good exercise time.
Oh
I did
yeah, I love to
exercise.
exercise. Exercise has become a very important key to my success with battling kidney disease. During dialysis, even before dialysis and my kidney failure, I was trying to get back in shape, so to speak. And I waited, unfortunately, until I was about 40 years old. I'm 43. And 6 months later, after I'd really gotten into walking and trying to watch my diet and stuff, the damage had already been done from type 2 diabetes and hypertension from years of neglecting my health.
Mm-hmm.
And but I've made dang sure now that the next 40 years, especially with this new kidney, I'm going to take care of myself way better than I did the first 40 years.
Yes.
And managing my type 2 diabetes. And I don't believe it or not, my blood pressure actually regulated after I got my kidney. So I really think the high blood pressure was coming from the fact that I was struggling with kidney disease. So that's went totally away. Now that I've got my kidney, but the diabetes, my diabetes actually increased once I got the transplant because your kidneys work a little bit differently with the sugars and how they store your body. Your body stores the sugars a little bit differently when you have
Yes.
a working kidney, and the immune compromised medications can actually increase your sugars. The prednisone, all these different medications can increase your sugars. Be aware of that. But I love to exercise. So why don't you talk about a little bit about why you would exercise? Was it because you wanted to be in shape, or was it good for your mental aspect of things? Why don't you talk about that for a few minutes?
It was actually good for my mental health, just to kind of um, be active. I love being active. Um, I love being active. I just love to like walk or do something. If I am just sitting and doing nothing, I get bored really quick. So I found that walking for me, it also kept me healthy. It kept me a little bit healthier. So each month they would call and ask, have you had any infections? Have you, have you been sick? And I was always happy to report, no, I haven't been sick. I haven't had no infections. And I
Right.
think a lot of it was because of that walking and staying active.
Yeah. I think it definitely plays a major part with your mental health. It's great for the physical, especially your cardio. And walking is a good choice for that. I love to get out and walk. I think it's really helpful, like I said, with the mental aspect, because let's just face it, kidney disease, it sucks, right? And it's
Yes,
hard on your
it does.
and it's hard on your mental, because especially when you're on dialysis, man. We've all suffered with probably, depression from having to go into the center, and it becomes a routine. And so how did going on dialysis a second time kind of affect your mental side of things? How did you go about, looking at that? Was it hard for you, mentally to go back on dialysis?
Not really. No. I mean, I knew it was coming. I knew it was eventually going to happen. My doctor and I had talked about it. Um, no, it wasn't anything new. I think the first day that I did start dialysis the second time, I think I had a moment where I cried. And it was a nice thing that they had put me in a little secluded room. So I was able to kind of have a good cry in that room.
Yeah.
And so it was a little emotionally hard. But because I had done it before, it wasn't anything new. And and so I just packed up all my stuff. I packed up my coloring books. I packed up the portable DVD player. I packed the iPad, and I just went in there and had I made it. I made it work. I made it a
Yeah.
positive experience for me. And so yeah, I didn't go in with oh you know here we go again. My life is over. I still had time to talk on the phone with people. I had visitors. I had a friend of mine. He was crocheting and he brought me a bear. So he came in to visit. So my friends would come and visit, and I would talk on the phone. I think one time a fellow patient, he got upset with me. He thought I was talking to myself really loud, and I had headphones on, and I was talking to the dialysis patient like kind of a patient representative. They call you once a month and just check in with you. And so he
Yeah.
thought I was talking to myself. I'm like,
Okay.
no, I'm talking on the phone.
Awesome.
I'm talking on the phone. So yes.
Well, listen, guys, we're gonna take a quick little break here. This show is in collaboration with Kidney Warrior Merch. If you haven't already been over, www.kidneymerch.com is our supporter tonight. We're gonna play a quick little commercial here, and we'll be right back with Michelle. Hey guys, welcome back to Hope with Jonathan. We're back with Michelle and Kyle. Kyle, do you have any questions for Michelle tonight?
No, I'm just kicking back, and I mean, I've received Michelle's story, I read Michelle's story, I put it together, but it never gets old to me, and it's always interesting every time. And I love hearing it, and I appreciate the fact that you have opened up and shared your story with the world.
Thank you.
And I thank you for that. I mean, if you want to talk about how we met and what's gone on in the background after you're done your story, that would be great. I'd like to hear your point of view.
Oh my heavens, how we met. So as Cal mentioned earlier, we met at Clubhouse, and the night that we met, I was faced with two rooms. I was faced with the gratitude room and a kidney warrior room, and hands down, I'm always gonna pick the kidney room. I'm always gonna pick the kidney room, and so I jumped in there, and everyone's talking about kidneys and transplants and dialysis, and so there's another Kyle in this room, and he moderates a lot of this room, and so he was in there. He gave me the stage, and I shared my story, and then Kyle was in this Kyle, our kidney warrior merch Kyle, was in the room as well, and he was telling about what he did, and I was hearing about this kidney warrior wall, and I jumped on it. I'm like, how do I get my story out there? I jumped on it. I pinged him in the Instagram messages, and we talked for 2 hours that night. I shared my story with him, and it was just really, really great that he gave me that time to share my story with him, and I love sharing my story in these rooms, these clubhouse rooms, and anyone who looks at my bio on my clubhouse bio, it's my transplant journey. It is my transplant journey, just right there for all to see, and because I just want to share it, get it out there, and people see that and they're touched, and it touches them, and so yeah, I've met a lot of other people from that.
Yeah, I think Clubhouse is awesome. It's got a great kidney community in there, and we've been associating with Kidney Journeys over there with Kyle Chang from Chicago, another Kyle. Shout out to Kyle, Kyle and Kyle. But no, Kyle Chang, man, he's awesome. I really enjoy his room over there on Clubhouse. Hope with Jonathan also has a club over there. We just recently did a Clubhouse event over there on the 2nd of July. We'll probably be trying to do one of those at least once a month. But I think Clubhouse has really become effective for the kidney community. Doing these rooms and different topics and subjects that people are talking about. So I think it's an awesome app. I look forward to just continue to grow. Yeah. But
I'm just glad I met you guys. That's like amazing. Clubhouse has just done like amazing, and finally, thank you for letting me share my story.
Absolutely, it's a great platform for networking as well. For finding other kidney warriors, and I think it's great for networking, finding other people that share the same experiences that you've been through, and so. Yeah, it's great to connect with them. So, guys, if you're interested, you can watch some of Kidney Warrior Merch's videos on Michelle. There's actually a couple of them on there. It's the Kyle, the Warrior Stories,
and then the Message of Hope. Yeah,
Message of Hope. Yeah, both of those are on there, and they're not long at all. So if you guys want to go over and check them out. They're they're impactful, inspirational, motivational, all of that, but they're not long, and that's what makes them great. Because in today's society, attention spans are a little bit short because of social media and the effects. Just the way our world is. A lot of people don't have a long time to click on a really long video, but these messages of hope, we try to keep them within about 3 minutes, Kyle, right?
Yeah, 2 to 3 minutes. Yes.
Yeah. So,
but Michelle was one of the first. After I took her story and we posted it on the Warriors wall, I don't even think it was up there 24 hours. And she's like, "What's the next part? Where can I do next? Where can we go?" And then I think the second part we created for you was your Warrior Stories, the video of your story, where we turned it into a video. And then Michelle came back with her message of hope, which once I put it, I had to get it out there right away. And we got it up there, and it's such a beautiful message of hope. And, thank you for just taking every step so quickly.
Thank you.
So Michelle, I got one question for you.
Yes.
So let's say a patient just recently got diagnosed and, they got told the dreaded news that their kidneys are failing. And what kind of advice would you give them as a 2-time kidney transplant recipient, also a former dialysis patient? What kind of advice would you give them starting off new?
This is not the end of your life. This is not the end of your life. There are treatments. There are, things that you can do to get through this. Um, life isn't over. Your life's not over just because you get a diagnosis of kidney disease. Um, I remember when I was diagnosed that I think I kind of felt that way for a little bit, and I'm like, no, life goes on. Life goes
Right.
on, and there are treatments, and there are support groups out there, such as Clubhouse and these platforms. Uh, um, just being reminded, you gotta have faith. Faith is what I call my second kidney transplant. Um,
Absolutely.
I called,
Absolutely.
I had a bit of a struggle while waiting for my second one, and so I had a rough little few weeks while I was waiting, and they told me my wait time was going to be 10 years. I was like 10 years. No, I
Wow.
couldn't do 10 years. It was all
Yeah.
that because that antibody level. Um, but I just surrounded myself with good friends who, I just shared with everyone. I said, look, I've got kidney disease.
Yeah.
This is it. This is my life. And
Yeah.
so share your story with other people. Share it. Tell people. Don't hide your illness. Don't hide it. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Um,
Right.
it's like when people look at you, and they say, "Oh, you look well." It's like
Yep.
it's okay to say no. I'm not well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I have no shame in telling people. I'm like, if I have a bad day,
Yeah.
no, I am not well. So it's okay to say no. It's okay to say I'm not feeling well enough to go on and do this. It's it's okay to say, I need a timeout, I need a break, I'm tired. And kidney disease does make you tired. You will get tired as your kidneys fail. But, but like I said, life doesn't end. Life goes on.
Yep.
And,
Oh, absolutely.
so
Yeah. I
just
just
find
I
your
just
support.
recently absolutely support is crucial. Support is crucial. Why don't you talk a little bit about who your support was and where you found your support?
So my support when I was first diagnosed with kidney disease, um, I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and for young adults they have something called a singles ward, and so I had a dietitian who recommended that I go to that singles ward, and I met my first friend Kelly. She had just had her second kidney transplant, and so she was like a really big support for me. She
Mhm.
told me about dialysis. She talked to me about transplant. We even went to her center. She showed me what her dialysis center was about. Um, so I had just a lot of friends who they knew what it was because I was friends with Kelly. My family was a big support. Um, like my dad would always tell me that my brother and I were really close before my brother passed away because we both had chronic illnesses, or we both ended up with like having a chronic illness. And so you know I I can't thank my parents enough for the support that they've given me throughout all
Absolutely.
these 20 years. So my
Yeah.
friends, my family, my coworkers, everyone that I've met along these last 20 years,
Hmm.
other patients. Um, Also getting involved in patient activities like, kidney walks and
Absolutely.
just like any kind of activities your dialysis center has, get involved with those. Get involved in like kidney foundation activities or wherever you're at, just like whatever
Absolutely.
kidney things they have.
Yeah.
Get involved. get involved.
Yep.
It makes it so much easier.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been involved with many different organizations, AAKP, NKF, AKF, and I've done talks for all three, and I'm an ambassador for all three as well. But I've been involved with different ones. I can definitely say it's definitely rewarding, and it's fun to do. So definitely get involved with the nonprofits. You don't have to do all three like I'm doing. You can just pick one. Find the one that you wanna support and get involved with, and it's definitely rewarding. And also, you brought up about sharing your story and not being ashamed. I did a podcast on the Hope with Jonathan audio podcast. I called it there's power in sharing your story, and I definitely believe that we're overcomers by sharing our story. And it's not for us. Sometimes it's for other people, because you never know who's going to come across. Even this podcast, you never know who's going to come across it. They've had a bad day, or things just are not going their way, and they're going to rewatch this video and say, "Hey, Michelle's made it, and she's been through 2 transplants." So, you believe it or not, Michelle, what you're doing tonight is an inspiration, and you're motivating other people by sharing your story. So, really, really appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing your story with us here at Hope with Jonathan, and definitely an honor to listen to your story and to share it. So, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, Kyle, it's always a pleasure to collaborate with you with KWM, Kidney Warrior Merch.
Thank you. And just quickly, I know Michelle. Michelle is about helping other kidney warriors as well, and that's why she brought her story forward. And one of the reasons we've chosen you, you inspire so many people. And I know that any other warrior watching this, even if you don't want to talk to Jonathan or I can get you in touch with Michelle. She's more than happy to help you. I've heard her on non-kidney warrior clubhouse rooms. I just follow just to listen to her. Sometimes she's just so inspiring to other people. So we're about Hope with Jonathan and KWM are not just about helping, but creating a community as well. So everyone's welcome to join in our community if you want to get in touch with any of us.
Absolutely. We welcome all. So, Michelle, would you like to send a shout out to anybody out there? It's your show, Michelle.
My family and all my friends, and I think I was making a comment earlier today to a friend of mine, a musician friend of mine, and everyone who's been a part of my journey for the last 20 years. That's what I'd like to shout out. Anyone who's watching this or who will watch it, just anyone and everyone who's been a part of my journey for the last 20 years. I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I wouldn't be the strong, resilient person that I am today here sharing my story with all of you. So, all my friends, my family, my fellow kidney patients, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming on.
Anyone I'm gonna meet, I hope I do get to connect with you.
Absolutely. But it's been an honor to interview you and bring you on Hope with Jonathan. And again, really appreciate you coming on. Also, Kyle, it's always a pleasure, brother.
Oh, thank you. And just for Michelle, this is, you've gone through every step that we have to offer at this point, and you've now done, you completed your interview, but the journey doesn't end here with us. We're going to continue it with you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hey, shout out to everybody that tuned into the show, man. And a lot of people watching. Lots of different comments coming in. I think, some people that were on here, actually, I think were friends of yours, Michelle. It seemed like there was a personal connection there. So we really appreciate everybody tuning in and watching the show, man. Your feedback, your love, your support is what keeps us going. Hope with Jonathan and Kidney Warrior merch. And also, guys, if you get a chance, please go over and hit that subscribe button. I know sometimes during the midst of the show, people get to watching the show and they forget to click subscribe. So if you get a chance, go ahead and click on subscribe, because I'm featuring Warrior stories at least once a week, and we do stories just like this. A lot of them are Warrior stories that are in need of a living donor that we share, but we also share Warrior stories with transplant recipients and things like that. And also we do some interviews that are just people who have been through traumatic events and came out on the other side. So, hey guys, it's always a pleasure to do these shows with Warriors. And again, I appreciate all the feedback, love, and support. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Remember to take care of yourself. God bless you. And don't forget, guys, if you're considering getting a vaccine, please consider getting vaccinated. This variant that is out there is getting worse. The Delta variant. I'm seeing it across the news. The Delta variant is really, really growing. It's getting worse. So I think kidney transplant recipient or any transplant recipients is probably going to be looking at getting a possible third shot probably soon to protect us against this Delta variant. But again, guys, it's always a pleasure to do these shows. And God bless you guys. Take care. And thanks again. Y'all take care.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Jonathan, the host of the Hope with Jonathan podcast. And hey guys, Hope with Jonathan now has a website, www.hopewithjonathan.com, where you can go over and find out where to follow us on all of our social media links, our podcast, our YouTube channel, and much more. Again, guys, for more information on Hope with Jonathan, you can go to www.hopewithjonathan.com. Hey guys, thanks again for tuning in to the Hope with Jonathan podcast. Really appreciate all the support for the podcast. Hey guys, let us know what you think about the podcast and what we're doing with Hope with Jonathan. We have a support group over on Facebook, Hope with Jonathan /podcast group, and it's actually a group page that you have to either be invited to or you can join. Go over there on Facebook and join that group, and you guys can comment on these episodes. We share a lot of different interviews over there inside that group. All of our live interviews, also our podcast interviews. So you guys can go over there, join that group, and share on there why you watched or why you listen to the podcast, why you watch Hope with Jonathan live. We can discuss commentary on there, and if for more information about things, you can also go over there. You can like if you ever come across an interview and someone was interested in maybe potentially wanting to be a donor, or you were just interested in possibly maybe doing an interview, like I said, go over and check out the Hope with Jonathan /podcast group page over on Facebook. You can also check us out on our website. We have most of our social media over there as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn. We're just trying to be across as many platforms as we can that we can spread our message on. And I hope you guys are definitely enjoying what we're doing with Hope with Jonathan. Again, I appreciate all the support for the show. I hope you guys stay blessed. Remember to stay safe out there. Spread the message of love and hope. And take care of your kidneys. God bless. This is Jonathan.
KidneyTrails.com. Kidney Trails is an organization that is dedicated to helping those that may be facing kidney disease by education, inspiration, and motivation, by bringing real-life experience from those that have traveled the road of kidney disease, and also information from the medical professionals to help you on your journey. Guys, Kidney Trails offers blog writings from many different writers and authors who give an aspect and real life experiences with battling kidney disease, dialysis, transplant, and more. Guys, KidneyTrails.com has videos. They also offer a podcast called the Kidney Trails Podcast. And soon to be released, a comic book is coming out. Guys, for more information on this, go to www.kidneytrails.com.